for me, as an example, a Muslim girl, I am pressured, if anything, to not have sex, right?
First question, losing my virginity is/was a big deal?
I guess for me personally, my virginity in general was always kind of this sacred thing. I was brought up to think that throughout all my life, it'll only be with people that, or with someone who you feel deserves it.
I've been taught to always respect what I have, but I disagree with the whole thing of losing your virginity. Like, I don't like the term losing it, because in a way it means that something can be won, like what can be won, what can be lost. What, your honor? I don't think so.
What's important is if you want to give it to someone you're sure of. Like, I think it's about how you feel. It's not about what society feels, like it's good, it's bad, blah 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 blah. But I think it's about, like, if you're ready and if that person makes you feel comfortable to do it, then yeah.
I kind of get where you guys are coming from. There are definitely like a lot of aspects that would influence how much of significance you give to your virginity, and definitely religion, the culture that you grew up in, upbringing, your environment, and all that. I've considered all these, as I was growing up as well. But I just felt that it's not something which, like what Aina said, it's not something which you lose and it's gone forever. It's like the first time you eat beef, the first time you eat chicken. It's just a new experience.
Yeah.
So I feel if it's gonna be like the first time, and even if it's not good, it's not a bad thing. Eventually you'll find somebody who you can enjoy it more with, and it just goes on like that. So
I did consider like all the things that we grew up learning about, like especially for girls, because if you give your virginity so simply, it says something about you. But for me, I think I will be pretty open about it, because that kind of thinking, I think it belongs to a certain generation, and I think nowadays the more you make it a taboo, the more it causes troubles, in my opinion.
I'm a person filled with curiosity, and this world, especially the discovery of pornography. And I would say people really start young at the age of 12. I mean, that's based on my experience, my friends. So that might affect the perception of having sex. Maybe it's not a big deal for people. It's just like that. But it's very contradicting. Like, I'm living in a culture where losing your virginity is a big deal, and it's very important to save it after marriage. But then at the same time, at the other part of the world, it's not the same. So I was living in that contradiction.
guys tend to look up to other guys who have more experience or who have been with certain people. So there's something that
This kind of thing, this kind of scene, they keep getting repeated by the media in movies and stuff. So in a way, it's kind of like it's normalizing it for me. So when I did it for the first time, it wasn't like oh, if I did it so I can fit into like my friends or whatsoever. It was more like, so this is what they talk about on media, and they make it seem like a big deal, but it's just that
In media, sex feels such a big thing, but in real life, when a guy has sex, then he's like prided on it, right? But when a girl has sex, then she's completely shamed for it.
Yep.
Like,
I think it depends also on
I mean, it does,
the
but
people,
most
the
of the time,
community. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, all this while, if a girl have a lot of experience, she will be called a slut.
Yeah.
But if a guy has a lot of experience, he would be the player,
Yeah.
the baller. So it's
I mean, the topic of sex in Malaysia and Asia is such a taboo. Sex education is non-existent in Malaysia, and that's why when society like condemns these things, so then how are we gonna learn if we can't even go to our aunt, uncle, anyone, parents?
The culture definitely has to evolve.
Yeah.
We need to be a bit more mature about it.
Yes.
Yes.
yes, it is. And you can't change what is haram, what isn't. Haram is haram.
Actually, can I go back? My Jesus is calling me. I wouldn't condemn the person, like, because I mean in my religion we are taught to love even though you're a sinner. So even though you had sex, we still welcome you. You know, it's not a mistake. Life happens. God gave us these things for a reason.
To be able to agree with this is mostly based on religions.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a very religious person. My parents are, in my opinion, they are not very religious. But for them, it might be wrong, but they never tell me it's wrong. It's wrong. Don't do it. It's more like, it's like the whole thing, like, you know, girls shouldn't be too easy. Yeah.
Both my parents actually, they like to joke about that. Like if I come back home and I say, I have some bad news, immediately my mom or my dad will just, you got a woman pregnant, didn't you? They like joking about it, and one day it won't be a joke and it'll be serious, but until that day comes, they like joking about it, so it makes it kind of easy, so to speak. They're not really strict with religion.
I mean, I don't know. I've always had this mindset, like if you always restrict your kid or someone, then they'll want it so bad, you know.
Yes.
So like if you like, oh no, and of course you're like, oh, I want, you know.
There are definitely a lot of schools of thoughts for this topic, you know, whether you're religious, how you're brought up and stuff. The important thing is you've considered all these different schools of thought, and you've actually sat down and, you know, taught them to yourself. So, you know, you rationalize, you put logic into it, and you make a stand based on that. I would think that marriage is a union between two people. You bring a life into the world, you propel the species to the next generation and stuff. Sex is that tool. What I believe is it's an evolutionary tool, which it's nature's way of ensuring that the species continues its survival.
Yes. Preach.
So from that point of view, I don't believe that sex before marriage is a sin. I would tell my kids, like, you know, this is what everybody says, this is what religion says and all, but I want you to actually think through it and see what makes sense for you, and then, you know, go on from there.
I don't think Buddhist is a religion, it's more of like a lifestyle. It's more on the consequences. Like, okay, what if I have sex, like for example, if I'm a girl, I have sex with this guy and I might fall in love, and what if this guy have sex with another girl, and you know, eventually you will hurt yourself, or you get pregnant, or whatsoever, you get STD, AIDS, whatever. What religion is trying to tell is that if you keep sex as a very precious, like something that you would want to do it after marriage, the perspective is different. I know that how this can change your perspective in either relationship wise or you know, sex in general.
Maybe it was introduced as a concept, you know, in like a point in history where there weren't contraceptives. There weren't many contraceptives, so free sex resulted in a lot of problems, a lot of children, you know, just suddenly being born and stuff. So I would say it would make sense at whichever point in time that somebody sort of created this rule in a certain sense, or in their religion, you know, it was a contraceptive method. And it's a pretty good one.
Oh my god, revolutionary!
I think for me, it's very different kind of sex. Two different things, doing it with emotion and without emotion.
Lust versus love.
Yeah.
The thing is, I agree with everything you said,
Yeah.
but the only reason why I wasn't here during that discussion is because I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, like me too. Like I'm all in. If you want to do it, you do it. But it's not for me because I think I get emotionally attached.
I'm of the complete opposite mind. So for me, it's always been huge. No, it's an investment. You can't just, oh, I want this right now. It's short-term loan sort of thing. Then you have to pay back. It's very different for me. So I'm always of the mind that hookups never a thing. I am also of the mind that there is no sex without emotion. Even like you all mentioned, there is even that little bit of emotional attachment that you do get. For me, it's tenfold, I guess. There's no time that I've had sex that I don't get attached. And that's very, very dangerous. So that's my mindset going through all of it. If someone's gonna have sex, emotions are gonna get involved, everyone's gonna get messed up, so to speak. You might as well either want to go for it all out, full investment, dating and all that, or not at all.
If both have sex, scientifically it creates a chemical in both of your body that makes you feel this way.
A lot of sex workers, when they're doing their job, they don't kiss their clients on the mouth just because it creates an emotional bond between them.
Because it's a very intimate.
Yeah.
I would say it's more than the process of having sex.
In
the sense of sex, I'm a very passive person, or like not dominant person. So if I happen to have a partner that's virgin and not experienced, I think it would be hard to make the flow go, or like have the chemistry in that sense. And this is coming from a heterosexual female point of view. The first time sex, it doesn't happen just in one go. It doesn't just go through in one go. It takes a few try, and some guys get impatient with the process. I did meet someone like that, and it made me feel to an extent that's like, oh, so it's my fault. It's my fault that you can't enjoy it. It's not like I don't want it as much as you.
I don't know, I can only speak for myself because I don't know what I'm doing. He doesn't know what he'll be doing. We don't know what we're doing with each other. I feel like it's gonna be fun to explore whatever is going to be explored, and like to reach new heights together.
I think sexuality is something which you explore, and from being a virgin, you explore, you go into it, you discover what you like, what you don't like, you learn stuff about yourself, and then you just branch out into the different things out there. With virgins, it's their first time, so they don't know. Maybe they're not aware of that flow, or it's not something that comes routine for them. So they may be a little, maybe reserved, maybe shy even. Or like tense, yeah, correct. So I think it's the responsibility of the partner, if he isn't a virgin, to sort of create that comfortable environment so that both of them can enjoy it at the same time. And also, if both of them are inexperienced, then it's pretty fun for both of them to explore it together.
Sums up.
It's a learning process. You can't just listen to everything that they want as well. You have to, like I said, it's you have to read the signs. You have to feel how it goes.
You never know what the other person wants, likes, and whatever. You shouldn't like force them or like make them feel uncomfortable. Then that's like it demotes them in a way.
You should communicate.
Yeah, you should communicate. Like communication is key.
Communicate effectively, not just.
Yeah, and then like maybe you can have like a feedback session.
Oh yeah, I agree to that. Yeah.
The sense of pride. I mean.
I wouldn't just summarize it with the word pride.
Yeah. It's not pride. It's pride.
I mean, there's
a notion of pride, but there's a lot more to it than
There's a lot
that.
more to it. Like,
It's pride like macam
I think the sense of pride comes from like me knowing that I've experienced, if I like when I meet my partner, and I know that in that sense I will be able to have fun, enjoy, because I know how to do it. It's just like
It's more like you're confident with yourself than anything else. Like you know what to expect. You kind of know what to do if something were to happen differently. So
you know how to deal with it, like even
Yeah.
before that thing happened.
I mean, like, sex is not something that you would know. You kind of sort of learn through experience, and if you do it good, I mean, it's not like it's I mean, if it's good, then good lah. I feel happy. You feel happy.
with that experience, I guess with future encounters, you just feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Although it may be different, everybody's different, and encounters and all different, but at the back of your head, you kind of know the ropes, and that kind of gives you a sense of confidence. But at the same time, going back to pride, although you shouldn't equate who you're with or who you have been with your self-worth, it definitely does give you a little boost.
Personally, sex is an important aspect to keep my relationships alive.
Guilty discharged.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, for sure, my priority is emotional connection and mentality. But then, of course, sex plays your sex life plays a huge part in your life.
I sat down because I'm not gonna lie and say, we're not gonna have sex for like a year and it's fine. There's definitely gonna be that lust that you want from your partner. And when it's on an emotional level, it's really different. It's a lot more. You connect a lot more. You feel really united with that one person. I think the act of sex, when you're in a relationship where you actually love somebody and they love you back, it just becomes a special something that you share with that person.
Yes.
It's a way to show your.
I wouldn't discount that intimacy and say that I don't need it.
It doesn't have to be immediate. It doesn't have to be within the first year or whatever. But at some point there is that sense like, oh, there should be that physical intimacy that we test out. Sure, mentally we might click and all that, but what do you call, that physical intimacy has to be there. You have to test it out and see whether, you know, the both of you jive correctly together.
I think mental chemistry is more important than physical chemistry. I think physical chemistry can be built. That's why I don't think it's as important. I mean, like, yeah, it is important, right? But to me, it's the mental connection that is just there.
Okay guys, thank you. That's a wrap.
And that's a wrap!